Good morning to everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about transient response of a series RL circuit for DC input. Okay, so this is the circuit. Okay, series RL circuit. Till now, we are discussing only the circuit which is directly connected to the circuit. Till now we did not discuss about the switch behavior. Okay, we now discuss about the switch behavior. So in the transients, we are going to see with respect to the switch. Okay, so in the introduction video we have mentioned a few points, how the inductor will be behavior and how the capacitors will be behavior. Please refer that. So I just considered a circuit, that means a DC source excited as excitation connected to a switch and the rest of the elements RL is connected. So here I am considering series RL circuit. RL is connected here, and here the switch is initially at open condition. Initially the switch is in open condition, that means no current is flowing through the circuit. At the time t equals to 0, the switch tends to close. Okay, so now whenever the switch is closed, the current starts flowing in your circuit. So when we have this closed loop, we can apply our KVL. There is no issue. Okay, if I am applying the KVL, we know the KVL stands for the sum of voltage drops and the sum of sources. Here I am having the two voltage drops, VR and VL, and only one source. So for ease of convenience, I am considering all the drops on left hand side and all the sources on right hand side. So here I know the resistance, I know the current. I can find out the voltage drop across the resistor as well as for the inductor. So it will be given as Ri plus L di by dt equals to V. So to convert into first order equation, form, I just divide the entire equation by L. Okay, so this is the form I get. So this is in the form of first order differential equation, which is we already know from our mathematics. So dy by dx plus py equals to q. Okay, it will be equals to q. So I just compare these two terms and find out what will be the p and what will be the q and what will be the x and what will be the y. The solution for this first order differentiation equation, already we studied in our mathematics. So directly I taken that term. I don't want to go for the in detail solution of the first order differentiation equation. If anybody have any doubt regarding this, how the solution they provided like this, please refer your mathematics books. Okay, this is the solution for your first order equation. Simply I am replacing all the terms, okay, which is already we discussed. Here k is your differentiation constant. Okay, differentiation constant. When I replace these terms, the integral of dl by dt, so the differentiation and integration will be cancelled over, e power integral x dx. So here the first term into t. Okay, so here v by l is a constant, I just bring it out. Okay, integral, already this term will be integrated here itself. I just taken the same thing, the total integration for entire term. Okay, so it is in the form of e power t dt. So e power t divided by t. So I just replace the terms. When I rearrange the terms, the inductance value L will be cancelled over to each other. So whatever the e power term is there, it is common in left hand side and right hand side, and rearrange the terms. I equals to v by r plus k into e power minus R by L into T. Okay, we already know that initially there is no current in your circuit at t equals to 0, at t equals to 0. Since the inductor does not allow sudden change in current also, the inductor current is 0. Then the entire circuit current will be equals to 0. So I replace those terms. For t equals to 0, I equals to 0. So when I replace those terms, I can able to find out the k value in terms of V and R. Okay, k equals to minus V by R. So I replace those terms and I can find out what will be the total current. Okay, what will be the total current in terms of voltages and rest of the terms. So I am having two terms in the current response. I equals to V by R minus V by R e power minus R by L into T. So here the first term, this first term represents your steady state response because it doesn't depends upon any time. So it is in a constant value. It is in a constant value. The rest of the term, the second term is dependable on time. It depends upon the time. So we can say that the first term will be your steady state response and the second term will be your transient. Okay, is your transient. Okay, so to plot this, okay, to plot this graph, I just assuming whatever this L by R, okay, whatever this L by R as your time constant, already we know that the transients, okay, the transients will be available up to the 5 time constants, so the value of t, okay, the value of t will be given in terms of time constants 0, tau, 2 tau, 3 to up to 5 tau we can calculate. Okay, so I take the term. If I substitute when t equals to 0, e power 0 is nothing but 1, so it will be gives the value of 0. So I'm just plotting here. And when I place this t equals to tau, it will be e power minus 1. E power minus 1 is nothing but 0.36. It will be 0.63 V by R. That means almost 50% of your, that means when time t equals to tau, almost it reaches about the 63% of your final value. Likewise, if I am substitute, when it reaches to t equals to 3 tau, it is almost 0.95 of V by R. That means 95% of your final value. So when you go for the 5 tau, almost it is not equal to V by R. Okay, it not equals to V by R, but almost equals to V by R. So this is the way how we are going to calculate the transient response and steady state responses. So the transient responses will be available in your circuit up to 5 tau. After 5 tau to infinity, we say that it will be your steady state response. So this is the response of your series RL circuit. Okay, thank you.